Welcome. I'm Chairman Michelle Morgan. We are so happy to have viewers and those in attendance for our educational town hall meeting about SPLOST. This is a continuation of the 1-cent tax, not a new tax. We all have benefited since 1987 on projects generated from SPLOST. Approximately 30% of all the pennies are from visitors outside our county. I am honored for the officials joining me to educate you on the upcoming SPLOST vote. To respect your time, we will each take a few moments to inform you on each of our SPLOST projects. I now ask Mayor Michael Johnson from Temple to share Temple's SPLOST projects.
Thank you, Commission Chair Morgan, and we're very grateful to be here tonight to share this information regarding the hopeful use of these funds for the City of Temple. The estimated amount that we would receive from the SPLOST, if it's approved, would be approximately $4.5 million. We want to use these funds in various areas. First, in recreation, where we estimate that we would use about $830,000, and some of the things involved with that use would be new additions to the city park with a splash pad, a new pavilion, improved and expanded parking facilities, an upgrade to the existing outdoor recreational facilities, completion of our master plan for the city park, and also work to repair and upgrade a former residence that we've obtained to begin and have a Temple museum. At our senior center, a total of $150,000 we intend to use for the renovation and repair work and various improvements to the current Temple Senior Center. In public safety, a total of $450,000, which would be used to upgrade the police department's communication system, renovations, repairs, and improvements to the current police station as well. In public works, at a total of $1,375,000, we would seek to accomplish street and road repairs and resurfacing, street and road, curb and gutter work, new construction and sidewalk repairs, street drainage, reconstruction and related work, intersection improvements, and local funds to assist with the construction of a new railroad grade separation crossing, which we really need in Temple. In addition, in our sewer treatment plant and water distribution system, amount of $1,050,000, which would be used to refurbish the city's sewer treatment plant, improvements to the sewer plant's spray fields, improvements to the sewer plant settlement ponds, and upgrades and replacement work on several sewer lift stations. In economic development, a total of $350,000 would be used for water line improvements, various street improvements, beautification activities near the main highway entry points into Temple, and other improvements to enhance new businesses and industries to locate in Temple, including our downtown area and adjacent appropriately zoned areas along the highways and major streets of our community. And then last, we'd like to use $340,800 in the area of heavy equipment and replacement vehicles, replacing vehicles for the police department, public works department, purchasing of heavy equipment for use by the public works and our recreation departments and the sewer treatment plant. And I'd like to close by telling you that you can find additional information on these various projects at our City of Temple's website under latest news. And you can also find information regarding these things on the Temple Facebook page.
Thank you, Michael. And next I'd like to ask Mayor Randy Sims from Mount Zion to share their projects.
Thank you, Commissioner Morgan. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you all this afternoon. Mount Zion is excited about its future in relation to SPLOST projects. Hopefully, when the SPLOST passes, we'll be looking at $1,800,000 for city and community improvements in the Mount Zion area. We're looking at expanding our recreation department with field improvements, vehicle purchases, equipment, and hopefully the paving of our athletic complex and gym parking lots. Water department is also going to be in needs of equipment, vehicle, and an equipment shelter. Public safety, our police department, we will be looking at additional vehicle purchases to continue to rotate out high mileage vehicles. We're also looking to expand our police department right now into its own separate building. Right now it shares facilities with City Hall, makes it awfully crowded on a busy day. We're looking to remodel a municipal building right now and dedicate it strictly to police services. Roads Department will be looking at the additional purchase of vehicles and equipment, also the paving and resurfacing of our city streets. We get a lot of money from the state under the LMIG grant from DOT. However, what a lot of people don't realize is you have to put in a 30% match with whatever money the state gives you. This matching money comes from SPLOST. City administration, we're looking to remodel another municipal building right now, and that will become our new courtroom facilities, precinct voting, commission, city council chamber. It's going to be a nice addition to the city. And our biggest expenditure under the SPLOST referendum will be under economic development. We're in the process right now trying to partner with the county, City of Bremen, Carroll County Water Authority to expand and provide water service into a northern section of our city right now that does not have processed water. We'll also be taking processed water from the Carroll County Water Authority into the northern section of the Carroll County rural area. This is going to be a major undertaking. A lot of money is going to be tied up in engineering, and there'll also be a lot of matching grant money on the funding of this. So our economic development alone, we're looking at over $400,000 from the city of Mount Zion. The good thing about looking at it from a SPLOST standpoint is everything that I've just gone over in our proposal is an opportunity for the individual voters to make a decision on investing in their future. This is not money that we need for our current day-to-day operations. Everything I've gone over is public safety and quality of life additions to our city and community that this tax money will go to. And it's your opportunity to invest in the public safety that not only affects you, but your family, your neighbors. It's also a quality of life issue for your children. Many years down the road, they will benefit from the SPLOST dollars that come from this SPLOST referendum. The city of Mount Zion strongly supports this SPLOST, and we're looking forward to putting this money to work for you.
Thank you, Randy. We'll now have Mayor Jim Chapin tell us about Bowden's projects.
Thank you, Commissioner Chair Morgan. Being a small city, I'm sure we're all impacted differently, but being a small city like Bowden, I have to think it impacts us harder than, or more severe than it does a larger city. It would be hard to overemphasize the value of SPLOST funds to the city of Bowden. These funds are critical for us to provide maintenance to our infrastructure as well as the purchase of equipment needed to carry out our normal operations and providing services to the citizens of Bowden. To the citizens of Bowden. Without these funds, we would either have to borrow or raise taxes, and neither option is good. We currently have all the debt obligations that we really need and can afford. In the past 3 years, SPLOST has provided funds for a number of projects totaling approximately $1 million. And some of the major projects that we have spent that $1 million on includes parks, $140,000, sewer pumping station maintenance, $183,000, a new roof on the library, $49,000, public works vehicles and equipment, $129,000, roads and sidewalks, $180,000. $89,000, police department vehicles and equipment, $200,000, recreation department, gymnastic building roof and playground improvements, $85,000. And what we have planned for the spending our future SPLOST funds, the primary projects are to finish Watts Park. This park was donated by the Watts family several years ago, and we hadn't been able to finish it, and we'd like to finish that. We'd like to finish our new city hall. The county gave the junior high building, and we've been renovating it, and we'll need about $250,000 to complete that. And gymnastics needs a new building, and we'd like to start working on that. And we'll still have to resurface roads, another $200,000, and repair sidewalks, so $75,000. And the loss of SPLOST funding would have a huge impact on our ability to fund planned future projects. To give you a better perspective of the impact of our annual SPLOST funds, the SPLOST funds we get annually is the same as our total tax revenue that we receive in the Bowden. With no SPLOST funds, there would be no extra funds for any of the other departments to buy such vehicles and other types of equipment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Roopville Mayor Chris Bell had to have emergency surgery, so we wish him a speedy recovery, but he wanted me to share their plans. The Roopville Council plans to upgrade the current town hall building, replace water lines along the main street, and build a park next to the town hall. Next, I'd like to ask Carrollton Mayor Betty Cason to share their projects.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Our projects this year consist of a new fire station, number 23, near Central High School. If you've been there recently or you pass by there, you see that that station was built in the 1970s, and it is in disarray. It needs some, no, it doesn't need care. It just needs to be demolished, and a new fire truck. And I'll say this for Chief Bearden, I can assure you that he has done an outstanding job in maintaining and keeping the fire trucks. When I first became mayor and was visiting the fire stations, the trucks look new, and they might have been bought in the 80s. So he does a great job. And then also our police department, our public safety equipment, as the other mayors have alluded, there's always needs for upgrades and those kind of things. You may have seen in the local newspaper recently where we had a ribbon cutting for a new greenbelt spur that goes from South Street over past Tanner Hospital and over to connect to the South Wirewind. We have paving and road projects, and I promise you Noonan Road is at the top of the list. I think I've had more complaints about Noonan Road than I have any other thing since I've been in office. And what we did was some utility work, and you want to do that first and then come back and pave, because you don't want to cut into a freshly paved street. So that will be at the top of the list. The other thing that's very important is stormwater and infrastructure improvements. When you get surface water into your sewer system, this adds a lot of taxing onto your sewer treatment plant, because that water has to be treated the same as the sewer that comes out of your house or your business or industry. So we need to make sure, and our departments work constantly in using cameras to go in the lines to see if they can identify where water may be getting into our sewer lines. The other thing is tennis courts upgrades. In addition, we have a new sport that's really taken off here in Carrollton and Carroll County, and that's pickleball. We've taken one of our tennis courts now and converted that into pickleball courts. So, and we're going to make some other upgrades. So you never know what's in the future, as the other mayors have alluded to, and this is something that I think we get a lot of enjoyment out of. Renovation to Lakeshore boat dock and installation of picnic tables, pavilion, and a boardwalk. So I think everybody will be very pleased. I've seen the architect's drawings. We don't have the architectural rendering yet, but just the thought of a boardwalk all the way around on the side where the tennis courts are now, there will be a boardwalk along that path that you can walk around the lake. And so I think that's going to be a great addition to Lake Carroll. The other thing is Midtown Water Park renovations, and I know Mayor Sims alluded to using the SPLOST as matching funds on grants. So this again will be part of that renovation. If we get the grant, then we'll use the SPLOST funds for that renovation. Senior citizens renovations to the building there. We need some upgrades to that. And then as we grow additional parking downtown, that seems to be an issue for all of us. And we have been very blessed in the money we've received. We were able to actually complete all of our projects that we began with the 2015 SPLOST tax, and also had enough money left over to purchase the land for our new fire station. So again, if you need more information, you can go on City of Carrollton's Facebook page. If you're a water customer, you received a flyer this week in your water bill, so it gives you a lot more information. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Betty. Again, I appreciate all the mayors coming here. We have a wonderful working relationship. And the perfect example of that is the fire station y'all are building over in front of Central High School. Because of these service agreements and working relationships, that fire station will not only serve the Carrollton area with the businesses, but it also will serve all of those in unincorporated Carroll County in the Central School District. So thank you again. I'm now going to ask Whitesburg Councilwoman Lucy Gamble to talk about their projects.
Thank you, Chairman. I bring you greetings from the city of Whitesburg, the little town with a big heart, and we have big dreams as well. With our SPLOST that we hope to acquire, we will build a new city hall and a police department. They will share the same space, but will be equally divided, and also there with the equipment. We're also looking at recreational center and the facilities. And with our recreational center, we hope to start our baseball program over again and get some more things going in the city that will bring in more of our newly acquired residents. We have a subdivision going on with 18 to 20 new houses, and so that's going to keep us pretty busy. And with those houses are going to come children and families and needing to do something. So hopefully under that, we're looking at doing something around the area of $50,000 to $60,000. Also, we have our water facility and equipment. We're looking at infrastructure. Our infrastructure itself is about 70 years old, but we're constantly replacing piping as it diminishes. And with that, we're looking at a figure of around $100,000, but we need trucks and pipes and all of the necessary equipment there. Police vehicles, we need streets and sidewalks repair and streets and sidewalks that will lead from our elementary school to our rec department to our new city hall, so that everybody can get a little bit of old-fashioned exercise and maybe a bike path. Also at the rec, we're looking at putting in a figure-8 walking track, because if nothing else that COVID has done, it has taught us that we need to get out and exercise from all that home cooking we're doing. Okay, and the last thing is having a safe place to walk and a safe place for our citizens. That is why our police department is so important. So with a grand figure of around $630,700, we hope to achieve that and more. And we just like to thank you for this opportunity to tell everybody what's going on in Whitesburg. And if you have any questions, please pick up your phone and call Whitesburg City Hall. Talk to the young ladies that are there, and they will give you any added information that you might need. And remember, we can do it, so let's do it.
Thank you, Lucy. I'd like to ask Mayor Gil McDougall from Villa Rica to share their projects now.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for having this important discussion tonight so that we could talk to the voters about what we would do with these funds. I want to talk a little bit about what we had done with the funds. So the funds that from the 2015 SPLOST that we are still finishing up spending now, a large portion of it was spent on road surfacing. We bought a lot of police equipment and cars. We spent $1.5 million on the new library. We upgraded the playground equipment at Gold Dust Park, and right now under construction, we will be finishing with those SPLOST funds a new splash pad for our citizens and all the children. If we are fortunate enough to end up with this particular SPLOST, if the voters pass this one, we expect to get about $9 million out of that, and we would probably expect to spend about half of that on improving Punkintown Road, which is a safety concern in our city. We would then dedicate the rest of those funds through recreation, road resurfacing, and public safety. We're going to have a council meeting tomorrow night. If you want to tune in, we're going to have a special presentation there where we'll talk a little bit more about the impact for the city and the county. And for additional information, you can go to the City of Villa Rica Facebook page or villarica.gov, where we have more information on the SPLOST. Again, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Gil. The Carroll County Board of Commissioners worked hard over the last year to propose projects to benefit all citizens. We are committed to support public safety and providing the necessary equipment to serve our citizens, plus continuing park improvements, especially if we've seen so many of our residents using Little Tallapoosa, John Tanner, McIntosh, and Moores Bridge parks for their splash pads, camping and RV camping, walking and hiking trails. The Carroll County Rec Department will also see continued enhancements with playground equipment, track renovations, and field upgrades. We will also keep supporting our Ag Ed Center and Animal Shelter with facility improvements. And of course, we will continue to fund road and bridge improvements by resurfacing, paving, and striping. A fun fact, Carroll County has approximately 1,100 miles of county roads, and that's just in the unincorporated part of Carroll County. We are continuing to allocate funds to this. The Board of Commissioners are dedicated to building a functional and efficient office park type administration building to better accommodate our citizens with their government needs. As a friendly reminder, early voting is going on until this Friday, March the 12th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Board of Elections office on College Street in Carrollton and Powell Park in Villa Rica. Election Day is next Tuesday, March the 16th, where you can vote at your assigned precinct. Thank you for joining us tonight.